What's up, guys? I'm Boo.
And I'm Alli3lle.
And in celebration of 100 videos and the Halloween gaming season, we're going to be ranking our top 10 favorite horror games of all time.
Not necessarily the best horror games of all time.
Okay, no, we're very bad at video games.
Yeah, I mean, agreed, but definitely our favorite.
Yeah, I mean, let's not waste any time. Let's run through the list.
Number 10, Resident Evil 7. The most recent release to date of the long-running cult horror series, Resident Evil 7 brings all the nostalgia and atmosphere from the late 90s games to now be experienced from a first-person perspective. Upon receiving an unsettling email from your missing wife, you assume control of our protagonist, Ethan Winters, as he sets out on a tense exploration of the eerie Baker plantation, set in Dulvey, Louisiana. As the bizarre mystery behind Mia Winters' disappearance begins to unravel in what could arguably be one of the most terrifying settings since the Spencer Mansion, you'll find yourself rationing ammo and crafting keys for door puzzles, all while scrambling to avoid the infected Baker family.
Number 9, Alien Isolation. Never has a video game felt more like a movie than our first run at Alien Isolation. A direct sequel to the original 1979 film featuring Sigourney Weaver, the game puts the spotlight on our character's unwavering daughter, as Amanda Ripley battles her way across the universe to find her long-lost mother. The problem? There's a xenomorph or two in her way, and your quest has brought you right into their hunting ground. This game pushed survival horror to its limits with exposure to all possible game mechanics for the genre, and the playable environments were all creepy as hell to boot.
Layers of Fear. The demon love child of PT in the original Resident Evil campaign, Layers of Fear is a quick and easy way to shit your britches and stretch your brain all in one swoop. The protagonist is guided from room to room searching for the perfect props to inspire his painting, encountering increasingly aggressive supernatural energy from the house as he goes. Every playthrough is different, with multiple doors leading to multiple outcomes. After roughly 6 hours playtime, you'll find yourself losing sleep at night, trying to decipher whichever of the 3 endings you receive, and revisiting the game's numerous puzzles to try and unlock all the other endings.
Emily Wants to Play. A recent entry into the ever-expanding world of horror, Emily Wants to Play is Five Nights at Freddy's demented cousin. Broader, more frustrating, and infinitely more terrifying, your objective is to survive a single night playing twisted variants of classic children's games with possessed dolls. First a staring contest, then red light, green light, then tag, and so on. Because all of the scares are based on player input, you can count on a terrifying experience with every play, making this a relentlessly fun game to play on your own, or to bully your friends into playing with you. Slender The Arrival. A direct sequel to the original Slender, Slender The Arrival features updated graphics and smoother controls that only put you that much more on edge. The more you learn about your character and his friends, the closer the dreaded Slender Man gets to you. Literally. With each piece of paper collected, the faceless apparition begins appearing more and more frequently and grows nearer and nearer to shanking range. You're thinking, how scary can a pale man in a suit and tie really be? Well, try bumping into one at 2 a.m. in the middle of the woods.
And coming up at number 5, we have Until Dawn. This story-driven interactive horror game developed by Supermassive Games allows you to play Puppet Master, Cabin in the Woods style, with the lives of 8 teens as they celebrate a night at their winter vacation home at the Blackwood Pine Lodge. Utilizing an in-game system similar to the Butterfly Effect, the player is pushed to make both action and conversation-driven choices that have moral or ethical impacts throughout the game. Relationships can either flourish or die between the group members depending on your choices throughout the night. And I also mean they can literally die.
Holy shit, Mike!
Gameplay mechanics have been noted to be similar to Heavy Rain, which makes for fluid QuickTime events. But another important factor is that there is a pretty intense autosave feature. So if you really fuck up and accidentally mash the wrong button, which results in somebody's death, then you have to carry that weight throughout the game. So, no pressure. Number 4, Amnesia: The Dark Descent. In the same strain of horror as Frictional Games' previous Penumbra series, Amnesia leaves players virtually helpless with nothing but a lantern and their sanity. Daniel, our unstable protagonist, awakens on the cold floor of a grand but hauntingly empty castle with, you guessed it, a case of amnesia. Upon discovering a letter written by her past self, Daniel is instructed to find and kill Alexander, the castle's mysterious proprietor. Despite murder being on your agenda, your inventory is completely sans weapons, so you pretty much have to rely on your own problem-solving ability and the game's realistic object manipulation mechanics. And so you put on a brave face and embark on this Lovecraftian nightmare through the eyes of our poor Daniel. Although beware, Daniel is terribly afraid of the dark, so hide for too long and you'll literally begin to see his sanity sink away.
Number 3 is Outlast II. Unlike its predecessor, Outlast II doesn't saturate its story with comedy or limit your quest to 4 walls of a single building. No. This masterpiece drops you directly into the deepest pit of hell and runs you ragged across the whole of Arizona. Caught between 2 religious cults at war, and desperately trying to save your pregnant, formerly not pregnant at all wife, this game is gory, brutal, and deeply disturbing from its first to its last, destroying everything you are as a person with each passing minute of play. If you truly despise inner peace and are sick to death of happiness in life, then Outlast 2 is a title made just for you.
Number 2, PT. Several of the games on our top 10 list draw on the first-person experiences of an unarmed protagonist. All of that started with 2014's playable teaser for the Silent Hills that never was to be, PT. Dripping with hyper-realism that has now defined an entire genre of gaming, PT focuses on the adventures of a nameless pawn who only has 2 ways to stay alive: turn his head and move his feet. While it is possible to complete the game in half an hour, it's far more likely that first-time players will spend upwards of 2 hours trying to survive against the apparition Lisa, and then lying awake watching the hallway anxiously until the first rays of morning sunlight dance across their bloodshot eyes. Before we unveil number 1, here are a few honorable mentions that made our list but couldn't hold a place in the top 10. Five Nights at Freddy's. Condemned 2, Bloodshot. Alan Wake. Outlast. F.E.A.R 2, Project Origin. And now for number 1, Dead Space.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are.
Although it was not the first nor the last to unfold a horrific scare saga in deep space, the third-person shooter Dead Space is arguably the best. The story grabs you right away, invests you emotionally, and then literally rips your heart out, along with many of your other internal organs. For fuck's sake, this guy's a common engineer. Combining the progressive combat of Resident Evil, the grim ambience of Silent Hill, the ceaseless gore of Outlast, and twice the load of bullshit science that drove F.E.A.R, Dead Space offers anything and everything you could ever ask of a horror game within the first 20 minutes of gameplay, and then keeps on keeping on, building and building until it snowballs to its massive finale and its chilling epilogue. So those are our top 10, guys. Again, maybe not the best games, but definitely our favorite games. And actually, we're gonna be playing game number 1 for the first time since probably release pretty soon here. So we're definitely gonna want you guys to check that one out. Y'all wanna see some new videos? Make sure you like and comment and subscribe because we're really cool dudes.
Also, check out my mixtape. It's going to drop on SoundCloud starting on Friday. Make sure you go there and like and subscribe and comment on my SoundCloud. Also, check my Instagram. Check out my story. Also, don't subscribe to my Snapchat. That's not for you guys. That's my personal life. Also, also check my LinkedIn. If you have any other jobs beside this, that'd be fantastic.